passports for all future international travel. Shalom, shalom. Before I start this lesson, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach Kodash. And I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. And peace and blessing on all you brethren teaching this word in all sincerity and truth, to the 144,000, the house of David, and the great multitude, men, women, and children, that will receive mercy from the Lord in these last days. Shalom. It's Brother Dama Agabar from GMS Los Angeles with another lesson, Lord willing to edify and give you warning from Yahweh by Yahweh Shai. All right, and as you can see, you should be prepared for a new demic, man. And these, hey, this devil Esau is making moves, man. And all these things are not happening randomly, because you just recently had here in America, they're working on a pilot for the CBDC, which we know is gonna eventually bring in the MOTB. They're looking to bring in this new world order, which is gonna involve a digital system to where everybody that links themselves to it will be enslaved, man, pretty much. And they're already moving the chess pieces ahead so that they can have total control over the way that you can buy and sell through the MOTB, the way that you can travel, how you spend money, what you can spend money on, how much electricity you can use, how much food you can produce, how much natural resources you can consume. All these things are all part of this new world order control beast system that they're gradually implementing. All right. And this is just another piece of the puzzle for this new world order, which is what they're pushing the vaccine passports, which we know, they're saying now is going to be for global travel, but pretty soon it'll be for any modes of travel. In order for you to leave your house to go to the grocery store, you're going to have this thing. If you want to travel to another state, you're going to have this thing, and they're, making it, be this broad thing as if you want to internationally travel, you have to have this. But we know it's going to eventually be for all modes of travel. So, hey, this devil is making this move, man. And, and 2023 is going to be a year from hell, man. And we're going to see, I believe, a lot more, we're going to see that new form of a pandemic happen again. There's going to be a new boogeyman on the scene, which they're already having it here in LA. They're talking about there's this new form of the Ovid that's getting out of control. Hospital beds again, or hospital room in a hospital is getting overwhelmed. A lot of these children are getting sick all of a sudden. So hey, be on the lookout for something on the horizon to where they're going to really be able to implement this thing. It's going to have to become on a local level. So hey, this devil is working, man. So, and it's not surprising at all. So I'm gonna read some of this article. Got a few precepts, Lord willing, you can be edified. But hey, just giving you warning, man. This is coming back down the pipe. And remember, Bill Gates said that the next pandemic, the people is gonna get everybody's attention, man. So hey, we see what these devils got cooking up. So just be prepared, man. It says the G20 has issued a formal decree promoting vaccine passports as preparation for any future pandemic response and its final communique. Indonesian Health Minister Budi Gunadi Sadikin, speaking on the matter on behalf of the G20 host country, had earlier in the summit called for a digital health certificate using WHO standards. See? And they're going to make this thing mandatory if it passes, which, eventually it will, And basically, you're going to have to be up to date on all of your boosters, on all of your jump shots, and all of these things if you want to travel. And like I said, they're saying international, but we know this is going to be even domestic travel pretty soon. It says Sadiq advocated for that. Advocated for that he dubbed a digital health certificate, which shows whether a person has been vaccinated or tested properly, so that only then you can move around. Watch his comments during the G20. I'm not going to play it, though. You see, it says, what does it say? Let's have a digital health certificate acknowledged by WHO. If you have been vaccinated or tested properly, then you can move around, said the Indonesian health minister in Bali. No thanks, You see, it says a somewhat more vaguely worded version of these recommendations was included in the official G20 Leaders Declaration, who calls for digital C19 certificates, or often simply called V passports. The section of the final communique, which is republished and available on the White House website, which deals with V's in the C19 pandemic, begins. We recognize that the extensive immunization is a global public good, and we will advance our health efforts to ensure timely, equitable, and universal access to safe, affordable, quality, and effective V's, therapeutics, and diagnostics. You see? Which this whole vaccine is not going to be out of the conversation, even though, a lot of information is coming out that a lot of people are being harmed. This is not medical misinformation. I'm not giving any medical advice. I'm just saying there's been publications and, the mainstream news media coming out and saying that a lot of people are being affected by this. So even though, people are getting hurt and people are getting damaged, and they even come out and saying that it doesn't fully protect you, they're still pushing for you to take this stuff, man. And now they're making it to where you're going to have it in order to travel. You see, and this is all part of the NWO beast system, New World Order requirements, man. And you better believe it's going to come with that MOTB as well, man. Right. And these devils just ultimately setting a trap, for you people, because, after the, economy collapses, after all hell breaks loose, this is going to be part of the Build Back Better agenda, man. When the economy collapses, when all hell breaks loose and chaos erupts in the streets and social order is eroded and there's no 911 and these people go completely ape shit, batshit crazy, this is going to be part of the bringing the order out of the chaos plan, man. These things are going to be permanent in the NWO, man. They're just presenting it now as a preventative measure. So if there is another pandemic, hey, they're already going to have this thing in place, man. Like I said, which is going to eventually be domestic. It says, while describing the need for greater collaboration among nations during any future pandemic response, it continues in this section, we remain committed to embedding a multi-sectoral One Health approach. Yeah, a One Health approach, a one world order. You see, and they're making this thing be a one world thing. It's not going to be, each state, each country has their own regulations. It's all going to be one way, one rule for everybody, controlled by the WHO, which their top heads have been penetrated by the World Economic Forum and Klaus Schwab and them demons, man. Even including the financial sector, all these major institutions that they're going to use for control have all been, impregnated by the lackeys of the World Economic Forum and these elites, man. All the people that are sitting on the boards, all the people that are presidents of all of these major institutions are already brought and paid for, man. And they're all looking to have a multi-sectional, one health, one financial, and one world system government they're planning to implement in place, which you people will be slaves to it. It says, and enhancing global surveillance, including genomic surveillance, in order to detect pathogens and antimicrobial resistance that may threaten human health. Let me see something. Let me get a preset real fast. I'm going to come back to this paragraph, man. Hey, but you can see these devils are moving, man. And they're coming out with it. They're having all these different meetings because, we know that for them, time is short, man. It's the Psalm 64:2. It says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who wet their tongue like a sword. Yeah, all of this paperwork, all of these, all these regulations created by the WHO, these are all, the works of iniquity, man. Ultimately, to bring in this NWO and to enslave humanity and to, do away with a lot of you people, man. If you know what I'm trying to say, I don't want to say it. It says, who wet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. See, suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. Right. So this whole letter and this article is part of them shooting at the secret, because they're shooting at you. Literally, this is a trap. This is how they're going to bring in their new world order, but they're presenting it, in a way that is going to be beneficial for all the world when, the next pandemic or the next, major health catastrophe happens, they already have it under control. They already, we're sitting down and we're going to make sure that things get done right this time, to where the economy is not going to be affected. People can be safe, but it's all really bullshit, man. It's really just a snare and a trap for them to have, things in place to where they can totally lock you down and shut you out of society if you don't cooperate with what they want you to do. If you speak out against what they want you to do or what they want to put inside you, or if you buck up against this whole digital CBD system, or have anything negative to say about the government, they're going to have things in place to where you will be brutally punished and ostracized and eventually locked out and shut out. You see? It says, suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. It says they encourage themselves in an evil matter. All these different meetings, all these different summits, they're all evil. They're not meetings that are done for good. Because if they weren't evil, why are they meeting in secret? Why now they're making laws in place where if you say anything negative about it, or claim that it's a conspiracy, or they're working, outside of the best interests of the public, that you're an extremist and you're evil and you need to be dealt with, man. You see, things are about to get really, really tight, man. They're coming after free speech. They're coming after, all these different platforms and people who have, things to say that are outside of the mainstream narrative, man. All right. Because they don't want a population of thinkers, man. They don't want a population of people who can put pieces together and see that what they're doing is bullshit. They just want a bunch of people who are going to obey and shut the hell up and do what you're told. Put this in you, eat this. Don't say this. Don't say that. And shut the hell up and be a good slave, man. Anybody outside of that is going to be dealt with. It says they commune of laying snares privily. What is a snare? A snare is a trap, man. They say, who shall see them? Yeah, right. Because because now it's to the point now to where they are being seen. They can't hide this shit. And the more they bring out this new world order, the more that they move closer to this plan, the more that they have to present it. They have to come out in the open with it. And people are seeing them, man. So their next thing is to shut those people up, to, make them look like they're crazy, or to just cancel them all together, ban them off of Twitter, ban them off of YouTube, ban them off of Facebook, don't let them have a voice or a platform to where they can, express the truth, man. This is where things is going. Well, like those dystopian movies that you see, 1984 type of shit. It says they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep, man. Right? And all of these summits that they have, these things are deep in wickedness, deep in witchcraft, deep in sorcery, deep in, hidden snares, presented as help. Let me see. It says, interestingly, the next paragraph of the formal declaration, Article 24, goes on to describe the need for global institutions to fight against disinformation. You see, like I was just saying, man, they don't want anybody to speak out against this or to bring out any truth. All right. They want to deem anything that exposes them or anything that goes against what they're trying to implement as disinformation. And pretty soon it's going to be punishable by being locked up. First they're going to silence you. They're going to, ban you off of these platforms. And then eventually it's going to be punishable by death, or punishable to be locked up, punishable to be, grabbed up and re-educated and fucking fed so many, meds and medication to where, you won't even be able to think, they'll dumb you down or ultimately just get rid of you. This is from Bernie's tweets. It says G20 breaking: leaders have just signed a declaration which states that V-passports will be adopted to facilitate all international travel. This means any vaccination to who determines you should have. You see? So they're going to start telling you what you need to have and which, and there's not going to be no argument. You're not going to have any exemption from it. You're not going to be able to say, well, I don't trust this and I don't believe it. I don't think it's good. Hey, either you're going to take it or sit your ass at home and be locked down, It says, let me see. I read that part. It says Article 24 of the final G20 declaration begins has accelerated the transformation of the digital ecosystem and digital economy. You see, because this whole thing was ultimately to set up this whole digital economy and to make everything go digital, so they can bring in this digital slave system, man. All these things tie in. They're all being used to ultimately to bring the world into this point to where they want things to go. It says, and then leads into the following statement later in the section. We acknowledge the importance to counter disinformation campaigns, which is, the prophets, the men of the Lord, you know, all these other platforms where people can speak the truth. Excuse me. You better believe that they're going to come after these other popular platforms like, what's that shit called? Like, Twitter that Elon Musk just brought. And all these other platforms that people, when they left YouTube, I can't think of them right now, where people are going outside of YouTube to make, truth content. Those are all going to be attacked too, man. Right? It says, we acknowledge the importance to counter disinformation campaigns, cyber threats, online abuse, and ensure security and connectivity infrastructure. So, as predicted by many early on in the pandemic, who were all dismissed and condemned as conspiracy theorists, a future proposed standardized V-Passport will be accompanied by efforts for greater standardization and policy against disinformation, likely to include any speech critical of the type of regimen that G20 leaders wish to enact. You see, they're going to make it a crime for you to speak the truth, man, which is why they're attacking free speech and they're attacking anybody that speaks out against the narrative, man. And they're putting laws into place, They decree unrighteous decrees, man. Isaiah the 10th chapter. It says, as for the type of speech which will be allowed under such a program, it's helpful to recall the New Zealand Prime Minister's words. And this is a guy in New World Order says, unless you hear it from us, it is not the truth. You see, and this is what this devil is ultimately going to do. This is what the New World Order is going to be about, man. You're going to have your social credit score, you're going to have your MOT, your charagma in you. And if you say anything outside of the narrative, you're going to be punished in real time, man. You're going to be restricted, right? You're not going to be able to buy or sell. You won't be able to travel. You won't be able to go to the grocery store. You won't be able to take a taxi. You won't be able to use any type of resource, that these devils are going to eventually own, man. You see? You're going to be a complete, utter freaking slave, man. All right? And you're not going to have, you're not going to be able to buck up. You're not going to be able to have an opinion, man. All right? Whatever they tell you to do, you're going to do it or it's going to be hell to pay. It says, we will continue to be your single source of truth. If all others accept a lie which the party imposed, if all records told the same tale, then the lie becomes truth. You see? That's why I said it's going to be like some dystopian, one of these movies, all right? And let's play this little clip.
The most up-to-date information daily. You can trust us as a source of that information. You can also trust the Director General of Health and the Ministry of Health. For that information, do feel free to visit at any time to clarify any rumor you may hear.
You see that? What do they want you to do? They want you to trust the science, man. They don't want you to trust anything else but the science is basically whatever bullshit comes out of their mouth, man. Which is why we're moving into some real critical times, man. And that's why you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans better wake the hell up and stop trusting this devil because he's leading you down the path of straight destruction, man. All right. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 10. It says, never trust thine enemy. For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. And everything that this demonic witch is saying, don't trust it.
COVID19.govt.nz. Otherwise, dismiss anything else. We will continue to be your single source of truth. We will provide information frequently. We will share everything we can, everything else you see, a grain of salt. And so I really ask people to focus.
The most egregious example of that appears to be this text which originated in Malaysia and has become a viral hoax in Australia and in New Zealand. How irresponsible is it that people...
Anyways, that's the Prime Minister from New Zealand. And, and what she's saying is what, she's speaking on behalf of the elites, man. And this is the world that you're about to be, that's about to be ushered into this place, man. Which is why we have to be faithful unto death, and our faith has to be in Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, man. Because you see what, if you trust in this devil, what the path that he's leading you down, man. All right. And he's going to present it as a salvation and as freedom. He's going to tell you how glorious it's going to be. And you can go to the metaverse and, through this technology, we can heal you of any sicknesses. We can, do all of this and do all of that. But really, they're just looking, to have total control over you and surveillance on you. You're not going to be have any privacy. You're not going to have any security, man. This devil's going to be reading your thoughts. He's going to know where you're at all times. He's going to know how many beats a minute your heart makes. you know, how much fluid is in your body. He's looking to do all of these things, man, and put you in this complete digital slave system to where you'll be totally controlled and, told what to do on every single aspect of your life, man. And it's going to be pumping and injecting shit in you against your will, man, around the clock, man. And there's going to be nothing you can do about it but bow down to it, because you bowed down and worshipped him and took his mark, and you took his charagma, and therefore you're going to be destroyed, man. All right. So it says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away, meaning his wickedness, man. And this devil is the wicked through and through. All right. So don't trust this guy, no matter how, sweet he talks, no matter how much he tells you, oh, he loves you and he's going to help you, man. You have to beware of him, man, because he's not looking to do you good, man. Just like this whole New World Order system is not to do you people good. It's to enslave you. All right. It says, I'm going to jump down to 13. It says, who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent? Yeah, this man is the serpent. Going all the way back to the serpent in the garden. And what did the serpent in the garden use on Eve was the Hebrew word for serpent is nakash, which means someone who's practiced witchcraft, a diviner, a witch, a sorcerer, man. And everything that all the words coming out of their mouth is like the poison of a serpent. It's lies, it's deception, presented as help and benefit, man. See? And once you trust this devil, it's like, you trusted him and he turn around and bit you and inject you with this poison. And then, nobody's going to pity you because you've been warned. We told you to stay away from this man. We told you where to put your faith and your trust in. It says, or any such as come nigh wild beast. So one that goeth to a sinner, and this man is the man of sin, the ultimate sinner, the devil that the Bible speaks of, the great deceiver, man. So if you go to this devil, man, and be prepared to be deceived. It says, so one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? And guess what? Yahweh Yahushua ain't going to pity you. Because if you end up taking this man's charagma and bowing down and losing faith in the Most High and trust this man and his system, hey, when Yahushua returns, not going to be no pity on you, man. Because you were warned. The Lord sent his prophets and his men to warn you and to, expose Esau and put this man on Front Street, but you still trusted him. So therefore, hey, you're going to get the judgment meet unto you. It says, for a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. It says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart, meaning his mind, he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. And everything that woman was saying was a prime example of that, man. She's speaking sweetly. Oh, what be your form of information? Trust the science. Trust us. We know. If it's not verified by us, don't believe it. You'd be a goddamn fool to buy that bullshit, man. You see, because like I said, they don't want a nation of thinkers. They don't want you to do your own research. They don't want you to, investigate what they say, man. Because eventually, if you dig deep enough, you're gonna find out that they're full of shit and they're lying unto you. So they don't want you to even have that option anymore. Just do what they say, all right? And that'll be the end of you, man. It says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. You see? If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. And that's what this New World Order is about, the order out of the chaos, because they're about to let all massive amounts of chaos happen. Like I said, they're going to implode this economy. The dollar's going to go to zero. They're, gaining, blowing up all of these food distribution centers. They're, sucking up the gas. They're shutting down the pipeline so that it can look like, things are really bad here. That there's famine. We're on bad times. They're going to dry up the petrol system. Trucks are not going to be running. They're going to have these blackouts. They're going to, during these winter months, the grid is going to supposedly be weakened and go down. And they're going to leave you in a place to where the only place that you can run to is to come to them for help and for food and for water. So when that adversity comes and all hell is breaking loose and there's no order in the society and people are running amok, he's going to come and try to, fix it up and patch it up and come in and play the hero, but he's going to come with that help. But guess what? He's going to pretend to help thee, But he's going to undermine you. He's going to bring you into this new world order, into this beast system. He's going to tell you, look, take this charagma. This is salvation. This is the way out of this. This is the way to peace. And when you take it, he's going to deceive you into taking it and duping you and bringing you into straight digital bondage and slavery for the rest of your life, man. Hey, so with that, man, Lord willing, you were edified. I just want to do this little quick lesson, man. But, hey, man, these devils are moving. They're coming with it. They're doing what they have to do. So, hey, we got to do what we got to do. So, hey, stay prayed up, man. Pray for the brethren, pray for the elect. Pray that the Lord don't take his spirit away from us, that we continue to serve him and have faith in him and not in the system, not in this damn devil, not in, any, anything that this devil is trying to present unto us, man. And may remain faithful even unto death if needs be. And Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai will take care of the rest. So, hey, with that, Shalom.